Hello and welcome to today's video. This time we'll be taking a look through and cleaning up another 100 vintage Penguin main series books. These are from 2600 to 2700 from the mid 1960s. So sit back, relax, and let's get to it. Okay then, so it's been, for me at least, it's been quite a while since I've done another 100 vintage Penguins, but I wanted to get back on the train, as it were, simply because as I film this, in about 3 to 4 weeks or so, the next Zardoz All You Need Is Books book fair is happening in Wiltshire. So I wanted to try, if I could, to at least get to the end of my main series Penguin paperbacks. That is going to be my job, which means I need to, even if I don't get these videos uploaded in that time, which I probably won't, by the time you watch this, that fair would have been and gone, because it's the 8th of February 2025. It'll still be a good thing to do, because what I'm trying to do is do like a classic Penguin cleaning video, because I've got lots and lots of those backed up, and I'm trying to mix it in with some of the newer stuff that I've picked up from that collection that I got from Eric Gadd, which is got lots of Collins Crime Club. I've still got Collins White Circle to do, and I've got Guild books as well. A lot of the smaller series I pretty much have tackled, but there's always going to be plenty to clean up, isn't there? It's a nice one, Tiger. But yeah, I would like to, if I could, get all my Penguins at least up to 3,000 done. And also it'll give me a bit more space here in the studio to process more stuff, because I've got lots to be getting through, and I like to make some progress, even if it's slow. It's nice just to get some progress on the board, you know. Quite like this series, the short story series. There's short stories from quite a few countries in this series, actually. I've been absolutely ill as a dog over Christmas and New Year, and I'm only now just about coming out the other side of it. It's been really awful. A lot of people around me have had it, a lot of people at work, so I think it's just, you know, a common Christmas cold, but it just knocked it right out of me. I haven't been able to do much, and what I have done, boy, I don't sound very good. My voice is all croaky, and I'm still not A1, but I'm almost there now. I am almost there. I actually went swimming this morning for the first time in ages. And I didn't drown. Hooray! Took it nice and steady and made it through, which was the main thing. Oh, there's a little errata slip in there, which we shall leave in. That's interesting. I Claude. So the thing was, this main collection that I bought last year, this was the numbered books from 500 up to 3,100, there or thereabouts. And since then, in December, I then picked up the rest of that collection from Matt. These were his granddad's. So I've got the later books to go through as well now. And I haven't even started those. I picked them up because they needed to be picked up. But I haven't started going through them because I'm not going to be keeping all of those. I'm just going to be keeping the authors and series that I really like myself. You have to draw the line somewhere. I'm not looking to have every Penguin ever printed. But I will keep some of the series that I enjoy. I'm going to get my mum and my sister round, and they're going to raid the fiction as well, because they're both quite prodigious readers. And they're going to dive into some of the classic crime, because it's a great period. I mean, and there's loads of really good reprint stuff in there. And my mum's of an age where she says even if she read it when it came out, she won't remember it, all these years later. So she doesn't mind rereading old stuff. And she likes Agatha Christie and J.O. Marsh and Ruth Rendell, people like that, Right. Now, some of these are going to get a polish, and this is the first one that definitely needs a polish. And the reason why is because it's got a sticker removal mark on the front cover there, which our standard Mr. Sheen will get off without any trouble at all. So I'm going to put that one to a separate pile, because that'll be the to be polished pile. A lot of these don't need a polish, they're absolutely fine, but sometimes they do, particularly the black covered books. But I'll be looking forward to investigating these sort of 1965 upwards Penguins, because it's a period which I really like, but I haven't got stacks of, so it'll be good to fill in a lot of blanks. Books that I've never actually had in the flesh before. And also I can continue updating my wants list. My next goal basically is to finish the second 1,000 and then the third 1,000. And I don't think I'm going to really struggle too badly to do it. I think I'm going to be able to actually complete those runs with a bit of time. Picked up another one this week, but they sort of vary. I don't want to be paying through the nose to be picking off the ones that I need individually. I'd rather wait for a really comprehensive list to turn up and pay, like £2-3 each for the books, because that's, in a lot of cases, that's all I need to be paying for some of these, so. Checking there wasn't any marks on that one. Obviously these all need a brush down, get the dust off them. So I have started, just this week in fact, I've put the first boxes into storage. Now, they're not actually in a storage container, they're at a friend's house who has a spare room basically. So these are starting to be packed up now, so it gives me a little bit of space to get new stuff processed prior to us moving house. So I need to pretty much empty my loft, get a lot of the books out of it. I have got the spare room now where my son's left, so it is our spare room, but it's still a spare bedroom for when people come to stay in that. So, but it does mean I've got a whole wall that I can stack up against, which is quite nice as well. But ultimately it means I can, for the series that I've cleaned and bagged and filmed, they can now be sort of put into more long-term storage until I actually move house, which may be in 1.5 years, 2 years time. We shall just have to wait and see. Hopefully it won't affect the channel too much, because as I said, the stuff that I'm putting into storage is all stuff that I've already on the whole filmed, so it's not like it's something we've never seen. And series that I'm currently collecting, I'm not going to put any of that into storage. It's just stuff which is done and dusted and I don't need to have out anymore. That stuff will be being boxed up for the time being. I would like to keep all my penguins under the roof. Certainly the main series ones. Some of the more minor series, like handbooks and poetry and things like that. And in fact, the pelicans are probably going to go into storage. At least the ones that I've done. I haven't quite finished filming all the pelicans, so I'll check back and I'll see where we got up to on those. I don't think I even finished cleaning them, in actual fact. So I need to double check on that. But I think the pelicans would be a perfect candidate for this sort of thing to go into storage, you know. I haven't actually quite got the set of pelicans. I collected up to about number 600, and I'm missing about 10, but I've not actively tried to track them down because, you know, I only want to be paying once again, £1 or £2 really, for the ones that I'm missing. There are some beautiful books in Pelican, but they're not really my thing. I keep them because obviously they're part of the Penguin story, but I don't really refer to the pelicans much anymore, although there are some really nice ones in there. Nice copy of this one. One of the older science and technology surveys, of which I'm not a fan, but you have to have them because they're part of the main Penguin series. There we are. Good news is they generally turn up in pretty nice condition because nobody reads them. It's a great book, this one. America by Franz Kafka. Yeah, really nice book, that nice edition of it as well. Yeah, pleased to have another copy of that one. I shall read my lower grade one before I get rid of that. Lovely. A bit of a beaten up May Grey there, very, very worn spine, but I'm certain it's one I've not got. May Grey and the Saturday Caller. It's quite a change to be flying through these books. They're in much better condition than the stuff I've been cleaning up recently, you know, old service editions, and you open the book and it literally falls out in your hand and you have to rebuild the complete spine. So it's quite nice to have some books that aren't in fallen to bits condition, which means slightly less work for me, which is cool. Right, ahead of the game. got some tape on. The first of its kind today with some tape. It was something that Alan, the original owner, did do, as I'm sure you know, but this one's not too bad. Only a one piece. Don't know if that's in ink or pencil. Little 5p on the front. That was pencil, so that's good. So that's come off. There we are. I'll put that in the polishing pile because he's a little bit grubby. Is Paris burning? Let's hope not. Yep, nice little copy of that one. Now, I've got this one, but I've got the second print of it, so I'm hoping that this is the first printing. I'm sure it would be. Yeah, so I got this one, quite interesting. Unfortunately, I don't think it lists the rock and pop stuff. It's more classical. Also got the turned over corner there. Alright, apart from that, he's alright. Ellery Queen, this one's got tape at the top and bottom as well. So this is going to be not great. Let's come off that bit okay. Yeah, so the tape's come off alright. It's just not a particularly attractive copy really. But that's okay. Yeah, so once again, I think I'll give that one a polish because he needs it. It's been through the wars a little bit. Jobby stone, bar stone. Big 10p, but it's in pens, so I can't do much about that. That's interesting. So the pink and the brown, 2655, but inside it's Australia number 16 with the penguin with the boomerangs over its head. So what is going on here? Printed in Australia. Well, that's weird. I do actually have a copy of this book, and I'm going to see if the one that I've got is actually the same. So we'll do a bit of comparison there. An actor prepares. This one's got a few little marks on the back, which once again I think will mean it will benefit from a bit of a polish. Yeah, just a few little very minor marks, but we'll give it a polish anyway. The old Goldsworthies, always been popular these. Not so much these days, of course, but pretty much from the 1930s. They've been very, very popular. A couple of pages bent over there. like so. George Sims, The Terrible Door. The Urban District Lover. Huh. It's a bit of fun. Excellent. Michael Innes, What Happened to Hazelwood? Okay, I always like that cover. Edna O'Brien one, really nice. Alan Aldridge designed. I keep meaning to pull out all the Alan Aldridge books, and I can't really do it until I've finished going up to 3,000 odd, so I've got the main series. And then I'll double check to see if there's any Alan Aldridge I'm missing, but I think I've probably got them all. And I think that would also make a really great video if we pulled them all together. And I'd like to do similar with David Pelham. Alan Aldridge was a slightly earlier period. He started in the 60s, whereas Pelham was a little bit later. But we shall see. That's a nice copy of a modern classic. And now, quite a firm name there. Little ex-library card inside. A plate, I should say. It was Sarah E. O. Serpil. Classic stuff in it. $1 Billion Brain. Beautiful. Nice copy of that one. Little dink on the spine, which is a shame. Stopping it from being immaculate. It's probably still better than my current one. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Well, we are flying through these reasonably quick. I reckon we're halfway, which is good. Obviously for me, when I take these in, I go up into my main collection and I'll pull this batch of 100 books out, the ones that I've already got, and I'll put the whole lot into order. I'll take them down into the kitchen, I'll put the whole lot into order alongside these books, and then I'll compare the best looking copies to keep myself. The secondary ones will all go to one side, which I will then price up so that they're ready to be sold. And then the ones that I'm missing from this 100 go onto my my wants list with numbers and titles, so I can keep a lookout for them down the line. So that's the process once we've stopped filming. Nice copy of that one. This is another one I know I've got. Weird title, isn't it? I think it was a movie tie-in. Yeah, a scene from the film of the book. The Russians are coming, the Russians are coming. Not a film I've seen. Penguin French reader. Oui, oui. Off to France later this year. Looking forward to that. A week in France. Very much enjoy France. Gonna give that one a polish as well. Those black covered ones, they show up any little marks, don't they? The Wretched of the Earth. This is good. I haven't got this one. I've got Nairn's London, which is the more common one, but I've not got Nairn's Paris. Yeah, I think Nairn himself was a travel writer for one of the papers, I believe. And Penguin published his London and Paris ones. I don't think they did any others, though. Now, I was very pleased to get this one. It's a shame that it's a bit of a beaten up copy, because I like Truman Capote, and this is my favourite one of his. And it's an expensive book to find online in nice condition. The copies are out there of The Penguin First if you look hard enough, and they always tend to go for £10 to £15. But if you've got a really nice one, which is what I'm after, because my other Capotes are in tip-top shape, then it tends to be a lot more, like £25 or so. So this is one of the very average condition copies that you find out there. It's been read and that, so I'm going to give it a polish anyway to give it the best possible chance. But yeah, it's one of those cases where, you know, I'm just glad to get a copy rather than not have one at all, really, you know. Snow Goose, this is another one that I've got, so I'm going to have a few doubles from this run, that's for certain, to add to my spare stock, which is all good. There's a similar, which actually, once again, been read a couple of times, but I'm not sure if it's one that I've got. The Door. Can't remember. Another one of those John Galsworthy titles, and these were adapted by the BBC in the late 1960s, which is where these Penguin editions come from, and they are very, very easy to find. Yeah, the Forsyth Saga, you're probably much more familiar with that. And there's a very young Martin Jarvis and Susan Hampshire on the front. Here's another one from the series. Yeah, Eric Porter, great actor. Very, very good as Moriarty in The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, the Jeremy Brett adaptation. Here's another one. The Silver Spoon, Suzanne Hampshire again. Little mark right in the bottom of the spine there, but it's not pencil, it must be ink of some sort. The Year of the Gorilla. Very faint 15p on the front. £15 in that most awkward of spots on the inside front cover. Court of Crows. Don't recognise that one. (1967) dated, that one. He's a bit worn. Theodore. Yeah, Somerset Maugham was certainly having a revival in Penguin, wasn't he, at this period? Loads of his books in print. Another one again, The Magician. Okay. Bags of Swank. Another one I don't think I've ever seen this one before. Yeah, I've been a bit critical of this pencil rubber. This is a new one I've got, Factis. Not as good as my last one, which was great. But when I went into my local art shop, they didn't have it. Well, they had one, but they only had a really miniature version of the one that I've been using. I thought, well, that's no good. I need something quite substantial, like what I'm using here. The amount of pencil rubbing outs that I do. But yeah, this one's okay, but it's just not as good on books. So I'm thinking I might shelve this one, just have it as a backup, and see if I can find my old one online, which was a Pentax, which was really good. So this was bought on the 30th of May 1978 from Plymouth. Now, Plymouth is famous for its Barbican and Hoe area, and on the Barbican there used to be about 3 bookshops. There's one left now, but one of those bookshops, that was how they did their pricing. And I don't forget what they were called, but you know, I've got some stuff in my Penguin collection that came from that bookshop, and this was one of those as well. So I know the exact shop that they're referring to, that this one came from. I was there for an awful long time, but I remember going in as a kid to make a bit of room and buying a few bits and pieces from them. Alright, this is a little bit worn. Kennedy on the front there. What's this? Little fold out there. It's a book on Kennedy's assassination by the look of it, which is always a good subject. Of course, when this book was printed, it had only happened 4 years prior. Yeah, a bit of a beaten up copy, sadly. It's seen better days. Haven't we all, eh? I've had, as I film this, it's in early January, but I've had some really nice comments on this particular channel over Christmas and New Year about how it's really helped people out, and I'm really delighted to hear that. Because it should be completely stress-free on this channel. All we're doing is cleaning old books, and it doesn't get much more relaxing than that to me, I certainly love doing it. And I'm more than happy to share the process. It's quite nice, isn't it? A bit of penguin science fiction. We haven't seen much of that today. That's another Alan Aldridge jacket. A pretty nice copy of that one. I'll give it a polish, even though the one I've got I think is pretty tasty. Oh dear, another science survey. Save me. Okay, that's cool. Oh, we're back again. Another one. Yeah, that's all right. It's a big, thick penguin classic. Look at that. Another one that appears to be unread. Yeah, huge book. In lovely condition, which is great. This is a nice movie time. Terrible jacket, mind you, for Cool Hand Luke. Really awful. The front would have been better. But what can you do, eh? As they say, what we have here is a failure to communicate. Nice edition though, I've got to say. A nice copy of that one. Probably better than the one that I've got. Yeah, it's alright. The Chase. Nothing to do with the popular TV show of the same name, of course. Lovely. Another bit of science fiction. Another Alan Aldridge cover. Very nice. Nice copy of that. I do have one, but I shall compare it against my own copy and see who comes out on top. But that's very nice indeed. I'm not even going to bother polishing it. It's just perfect. Writers in the New Cuba. Certainly haven't seen that one before. classic movie, The Graduate. Little splash of something on the front there, so we'll give this one a polish. Another film I've not watched in a long time. Reflections in a Golden Eye. Oh, Carson McCullers. I recognise the name. Yeah, I'll give that a little polish as well, I think. A few little marks. The End of the Road. Lovely. And we got a couple of B formats today. Just two. South African writing today. Can't get in there with that. Lovely. And we got one more here, which is the Synthetic Fun. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Definitely not one I've got. Not one I've even seen before. Cool. So that's everything tidied up. We didn't need to do any gluing at all. We'll give them all a brush and then we'll do a polish. Right, so this shouldn't take too long. Right, now these ones here are ones we want to give a polish to. So we'll just brush these first of all. Yeah, there's very little dust on these, to be honest. Right, so they are ready to be polished in a minute, and we've got 3 stacks of the main series books here to give the brush down to, and we'll just work our way through. These really aren't showing that much dust, which is great. It is quite cursory compared to what I've been doing lately with the Collins White Circle, where those books have been in a horrendous state. But of course they're much, much older and perhaps weren't stored in a perfect environment, you know. And of course, although we say that these aren't that bad, when you look at what actually comes off, there is actually much more, much more than you think, which is why I'm doing it. A lot of the muck and dirt is sometimes invisible to the human eye, but you just know it's there, you know. I've just seen this one's got a 5p on the top. Look at that. Very, very light. I'm just going to see if my rubber gets it off. Because I know it's a book I haven't got. My upgrade list is far longer than the ones for my missing list, if that makes sense. Okay. Right, let's take the polish out here. So we got some Mr. Sheen, trusty Mr. Sheen. Got me cloth here. And there's not loads to go, obviously, but we got some here that need a bit of a polish. So soak my cloth in there, and we'll give these 8 or so books a bit of a polish. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. It's a little bit shorter than they have been of late, but that doesn't matter because there's a huge backlist if you're looking for a bit more to watch. I know some of the more recent videos have been very long, so it's nice to have one which is coming in at under an hour. As I said, I do really need to pull my finger out and get the next 300 penguins done sort of ASAP, even if you don't see them in order and I just sort of keep them back. Well, you will see them in order, but what I mean is you're not going to see them week after week after week. I shall mix them up, but at the same time I do need to just get crack on and get them get this next lot filmed so that I can get these books out ready for sale, all the spares, you know. Now this one has got that sticker mark on the front, so we're just going to put a bit of targeted polish on that one and leave it there for a bit. This polish has just about had it. Not quite, it's got a little bit of time in it. Yeah, shame about this one, but it's typical, isn't it? Would be nice to have got a real minter. These things happen. Right. See if it's made any difference to that sticker. Yeah, it has. It's coming off. Left a bit of a residue, which is going to need to dry out. I think this is one I've actually already got. But anyway, there you go. So, if you've enjoyed today's videos, do please give it the thumbs up. It's been a swift one this time round, but good all nonetheless. If you have enjoyed today's video, do please give it that thumbs up. Do please hit the subscribe button if you've not already for regular vintage paperback cleaning. And I'll see you again in 7 days with another video. Bye.